Greetings everybody, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to the very first episode of a new series playing Starsector called Ascendancy. If you would like to skip the game's overview, the details of this scenario, and the settings for the mods, please use YouTube chapters. Starsector is an open-world single-player space combat role-playing exploration and economic game. You take the role of a space captain seeking fortune and glory however you choose. This series I'll be using Nexerelin paired with LunaLib, which adds 4x features like diplomacy and wars between factions, alliances, invasions, etc. And then LunaLib allows for a lot of settings to be fine-tuned for Nexerelin. On the left here we have mods, so all that I have added since the last Nexerelin series is LunaLib. And the galaxy settings is relatively the same. The Academy Stipend and Prism Freeport are disabled. It's kind of a default random start, if you will. The starting settings is Free Start Hard with a small combat craft, Ensign, which is the lowest level that you can be, with an unknown background. So importantly, LunaLib, these are the settings which change Nexerelin. So invasions will not happen between factions until I colonize my first colony. There is an invasion grace period increased, so there's more time between invasions, so you can't steamroll. Colony expeditions are only true after I colonize my first colony, so I don't have to rush to colonize. The AI won't colonize until I do. Player factions don't have random diplomacy, so if I quest with a faction, I don't then have all of the efforts of that quest get removed for some random diplomatic event that I don't control. Diplomacy interval, which is the changes of relationship between factions, the interval is increased to a maximum. And then the alliance grace period is 6,000 days, meaning that there won't be any alliances formed at the start of the series. Essentially, all of those settings are to prevent factions from gaining significant power or steamrolling one another until at least I set foot on a planet. So it prevents what happened in the Starsector Nexerelin Next Revolution series, where the hegemony effectively took over the entire galaxy before I was able to do anything about it, which was made the game, or the series rather, unplayable. So all those settings can be made in LunaLib. And actually it might be beneficial for you all to just see what that looks like. So this is LunaLib's mod settings, and you can go into Nexerelin and change a whole bunch of the settings here. So the ones I mentioned in the details are the only ones that have changed from the default. Everything else would otherwise be left on default. I was really only concerned about invasions, colonization, and diplomacy, because all three didn't seem particularly balanced to me when I was doing Next Revolution. I am starting off as a pilot of a Sunder, and it's a Sunder with an autogun, and I have got a heavy assault frigate and a little phase assault frigate. So very basic start. Oh, and my name is Tusk. Yes. As far as the skills that I took navigation, so I can move a little bit faster, which I think is a really good one to have at the start of any game. And then let's go over factions. All of the default factions are in, with all of the default faction relationships. So I'm hostile with the Path and the Pirates, and neutral with everybody else. All right. I do have a random core, so it looks like this is our, let me turn on constellations, lovely galaxy called Grid. Okay, interesting name. Well, let's start exploring. So here, as you can see, my current priority is just starting. What I'd like to do is pick up starting missions for money. The idea that the sort of medium-term goal, not short-term, not long-term, but medium-term goal for myself right now is to get a fleet that can very efficiently move about the galaxy so that I can do surveys for pay and also for colonization. Which means I want a lot of cargo capacity for the loot that I find and fuel capacity for travel so I don't have to constantly worry about running out of fuel. But I need a little bit of money before any of that happens. It would also be good to activate the gates that exist, and I don't know where they are because this is a random galaxy. So I am looking around for some gates. So if I go to... You know, I don't have any of the gates enabled. But there's a lot of quests that are up, so let me take a quick look at those. I don't want to do any bounties, but some of the analysis of orbital habitats or research stations would be good, because they can also find blueprints and the like. So there's an orbital habitat in Fearsome Engine. There is a research station at Beta Meitner, and an orbital habitat at Old Millix. I don't really have the range to get out there, so I'm very hesitant to grab that stuff, to accept those quests, because I don't think I can actually make it there on my current fuel range. God, where are the gates? Alright, I think the first thing I need to do is find out where the gates are, because I don't see gates anywhere, which is crazy. Why is there no gates in the core? So here's the Galatia Academy. So that is in Vecna? Was it? No, I got that wrong. Holy cow. The random galaxy generation here really did not put gates where the starting colonies are, which is strange. Okay. Unusual galaxy generation. Perhaps they are located in the systems that I haven't explored. So we'll get out there. Is it possible that they're gateless? I mean, I suppose it's possible that they're gateless. It would just be pretty unusual as far as any of the random core renderings that I've ever done. Well, there's no gates here into barren bombarded worlds. I'm gonna check for things like ruins, because one really easy way to jumpstart your economy is to just get a whole bunch of ruins. Oh, and I have pirates who are messing with me already. Wow, that didn't take very long. All right, let's see how rusty I am in my my lovely Sunder. It didn't look like too... What, it was like a buffalo or something? It didn't look like too big of a pirate attack. So it should be fine. Yeah, it's a buffalo. Provided I don't potato. I haven't modified my ship at all. But all pulse lasers are, like, not a bad starting weapon, as you can see. They're just ammo-based weapons. Ooh, and I flux maxed myself, but that's fine, because this ship doesn't do any damage. Down that one goes. And now they just have a kite left. Already getting jumped by pirates. I barely made it out of the starting solar system, and we're already fighting. Ship recovery of a buffalo? No. Actually, I could recover it and scuttle it. I suppose. And we did just get a story point, which is nice, but there's no... I don't really need to spend it at the moment. Alright. You. Scuttle the... Oops. Not mothball. Scuttle the ships that I grabbed. I wonder if they learned their lesson, not to, like, jump strangers. Okay, this world does have ruins on it, as you can see with all the floating debris around it. But I don't have the crew or machinery for a survey. So I'm going to want to return here at some point. I live in the bad part of the galaxy, getting mugged immediately, and this one doesn't have any ruins. Got it. Alright, I think what I'm going to do is to disengage with Story Point and just make sure not to get jumped by pirates again. They are just everywhere around here, being a problem. Game's warning me that I'm low on supplies, and it doesn't really matter. Another empty galaxy. So I don't have a lot of money, but I am going to head in to buy a little bit more supplies and fuel. With what little available credits that I have. So one is like a tiny little orbital dock, and the other is a pretty large independent military base. And I am definitely not above black marketing fuel and supplies. I don't care at all. I don't have enough crew capacity on my ships for surveys, but what I could try to do is to modify the ships for additional berthing, so they have a little bit more capacity for crew, because I would like to start surveying if possible. Granted, with the ships that I have, that's going to be tricky because they're not very good. And then I started off with an ITU and flux conduits. I'm going to get rid of flux conduits and go with auxiliary thrusters for mobility. It might be a good time for me to raffle off these starting ships. So I could do that as well. Right after I hire some additional crew. So our crew is up to 195. They don't have heavy machinery sold here, so I'm going to check out the independent military station, see if they have some heavy machinery for survey as well. Because a lot of the missions that we're going to pick up initially are going to be survey based, survey X or Y planet, and having crew and machinery for that is going to be crucial. So, raffle timer's up for the starting ships. Good luck. Yep, they do have some heavy machinery. Black market everything that I can. So I'll buy up to 50, which is enough for some starting stuff, I guess. And Icarus, thank you for the resub. And A Woolen too. And Kellyan for the gifted sub. Welcome, welcome. Let's keep poking around the core sector to see if we can't find gates or other survey spots and the like. And I feel like I'm also being stalked by pirates still. So, yep, alright, we found our first inactive gate. My goodness. Because I didn't want to go venturing beyond the core worlds without a gate to be able to gate back to. So at least having one gate is good. And there's a whole bunch of not useful planets in this sector. Nimia, cheers. Thank you for the resub. Okay, first gate is known. Awesome. Well, definitely don't have the crew or machinery to be able to survey any of the, like, the ice giants or whatever, but if there's any other planets with stuff on them, that might be a possibility. I don't really want to insure my ships. They're tiny. I don't really care. I don't want to pay for that. And my background is unknown. as was detailed in the details. What I ought to do is like an initial survey of all the planets I go to. Just so that I know I've sort of gotten the scoop, so to speak. That way I can avoid double backing on any planets in the future. Because as long as there's preliminary surveys on them, I know I've checked them for ruins and the like. And then I'm also doing scans for the topographical data, because the topographical data will allow us to traverse the galaxy a lot faster. Alright, so there's 2 planets left here. Fihi, thank you for the resub too. And there doesn't seem to be any debris or probes or anything like that in this sector, although there's something near the star's corona. Ow, gross. It's, okay. Luddic path base. So this planet here has ruins on it. Namarak? I just don't have enough crew to survey for the ruins. And I've already done advanced berthing on 2 of the 3 ships, so I'm probably going to need a 4th ship to be able to manage that. But I want to bring in some money before I start buying ships. So we know where there's 2 ruins already. At Namarak. And then this planet had ruins as well. Akari. Oh. Mosquito in my office. I missed it. I wonder if there's any missions being offered that would be doable for us. I don't particularly like the trade missions. I don't find them fun. I like the survey ones because they bring you out to places that are actually interesting. Oh, there's a gate here too. So I'm going to try to focus on picking up missions that also advance other goals. So yeah, very interestingly, in the core, all of the inhabited planets don't have gates, and and then the 2 gates we found so far are in the uninhabited systems. There is one advantage to that, I suppose, which is that if I forget to turn on my transponder, I won't be gating into an inhabited system and pissing off the local police, because none of the systems that have gates are going to be policed that way by pickets. All right, raffles up. So my primary ship, at least for now, is going to be the Saucy Shade. Or something. Oh, I spelled that wrong too. You know, I keep forgetting that, like, copy and paste is a thing that you can do for the game. Some games, like, don't like copy paste, some are fine. Next one is the Scorpio. It's a funny name that it had before. The Soul Long. I wonder if it's full of fish or something. And the glitch. So none of these core worlds that are uninhabited, the systems rather, have had colonizable worlds. Not that I would really want to live this close to other people. And yeah, unsurprisingly, there's a gate here too. It's following quite the pattern. For those that have played a lot of this, have you ever seen that? Where, like, all the gates are in uninhabited core systems? It's very strange. I've never seen it. there is 2 more planets to look at. So after doing a little survey of the core worlds, I'll be looking around to see if there's some low-hanging fruit kind of missions to pick up, so that I can get a little bit extra scratch to get a little bit extra crew. Because it's very expensive to supply and fuel a fleet if you're not being paid by something, if you don't have some sort of income. So I don't want to go venturing out looking at these other constellations without, you know, some income. Oh man. A galaxy of possibilities. So the only one I haven't searched is Thros. Yes. Thros is the last one in the core. So headed to Thros. And there's not going to be anything here because it's a brown dwarf. Oh, Jesus. Hello, Path Watchers. Fine, I will pay your tithe. Came to the wrong neighborhood. Oh, and yeah, there's yet another inactive gate here. So all of the core worlds that don't have planets have gates. Yes. That is funny. So if I want fuel, let's go to Gingolks, whatever it's called. Quests. Do we have anything here? So, we now know 4 gates, which is quite useful. There are some bounties up, and I'm definitely not going to be able to do any bounties with my tiny fleet. So we're just hoping for survey or analysis missions. Hopefully to places that are actually interesting, like research bases and the like. So rocky unstable world, that's a little far. That is a little closer. I'd prefer to do survey ship probes or survey ships and probes because they're more likely to have treasure. Like a survey is not gonna have... Well, I guess there could be ruins on the planet that I'm surveying, but most of the time it doesn't really have treasure. And Belgerian, thank you for the on-screen celebration. Holy moly, is that ever a cheer? I priced it so that it wouldn't happen, and then it happened anyway. I'll drink to that, buddy. I'll accept it. It's a new feature that Twitch has introduced that I've seen a lot of pushback. Okay, there is a surveying equipment mod that I'm going to want to buy, even though I have to pay taxes on it, because that's going to really help me survey cheaper. I just refueled everything. I could try to pick up quests in the bar, but no, I don't want to move organics, because I don't even have storage space for anything. So it's the best I have, like, there really isn't a lot of good missions. Dantalion. Can I get out there with my current fuel? Because that's the other thing, is I don't want to commit to doing these if I don't have the range to do them. And I'm pretty sure I don't have the range to do it. I can get out to, like, the next constellation over, and that is as far as I can go. So I'll just poke around. I'll just hop around from system to system, hoping to, oh, orbital habitat, please be close. God, it's far. Okay. It's gonna be like that. That's okay. Barren world. Still too far. Is there... Okay. The research station is within my range, so I'm going to accept that one. And the derelict ship is within my range, so I'll accept that as well. So if I refuel somewhere east, like in Vecna, if I refuel at the orbital station, the hegemony orbital station, I should have the range for it. Plus, I could always ditch my berthing for fuel storage as well. Oh, please don't be pirates. Oh, it was pirates. Of course it was. We have some starting missions, and hopefully I'm able to get out there and not get squished by pirates on the way. But yeah, I think the two that I've accepted so far don't require crew. They're derelict ship and research station, so I could probably fire some of the crew that I have that goes over my crew capacity cap, and then refit my ships for... I'll even refit my primary ship for fuel tanks. Because running out of fuel in deep space super sucks. And the other two ships, actually, I could, let me add berthing back to it. And then just put in fuel tanks as well. Because I don't really care how well equipped these other ships are. You know, they're not gonna punch that above the belt. They're rinky-dink tiny ships, right? Which also means they don't store a lot of fuel, but at least it's a little bit more. So... Oh, that was weapon mounts. I meant for that to be berthing. Alright. Looking good-ish. Black market fuel, black market supplies. Save, and let's go. You know, thank you for the resub. Syndra and GK for the resub too. So the brighter orange circle is where we can go out and make a return trip. Oh, this is at a neutron star. Oh man, I'm just gonna get blasted in the face by radiation, aren't I? Because of course I am. It's always a neutron star. I hate neutron stars. Someone's chasing us. Someone is e-burning chasing us. I don't like that. Hopefully it doesn't end up being one faction owning the whole galaxy. Well, I've made a lot of changes to Nexerelin, so it shouldn't be. Unless I super screw things up. Because I've essentially put the galaxy on pause until I start colonizing, more or less. Alright, little pirates. And we're almost there. So, the research station is right next to the neutron star. Of course it is, right? Of freaking course it is. Oh, perfect. Let's hide in this gravity well while the neutron star passes. So, the research station is somewhere next to Zeta Wello, and we're just gonna wait here because I don't really want to get a really bad suntan. They only blast about 15% of the system, but you zone into them 100% of the time. Yeah, you and me both, dude. I always zone in getting blasted. This time in... Oh, shoot. This time more or less included. So there's 50k sensor package. And I'm obviously going to learn everything. And take as much as I can. Which is not going to be much, because I have very limited space, but, you know, whatever. So I'll ditch a little bit of the supplies for gear, for loot, because we don't have a cargo ship yet. Oh, plasma cannon, hello. Augmented drives, though that's, wow, this is really amazing. It's a good start. And I'm gonna want to put that plasma cannon in as well. So there's something on the other side of the star. Oh, it's a fuel tanker that I couldn't salvage. Not without story points, and I'm not going to spend my points that way. I would like to, at least initially... Oh, there's something floating around that planet. Okay. Let's get to it. I like how flying through the star is, like, less problematic. Oh, it's a cargo ship. Oh. And again, I don't get it for free. Because why would that happen? Yeah, I'm flying over the star to avoid the poles, I suppose, yeah. Okay, the next point. Down to Gamma Persei 8? No, that was Omicron. A few of you that like Futurama just got that reference. Maybe. Big ol' maybe. Alright, and then this mission is orbiting a jump point. Got it. So let's hop into a jump point. There's 2 of them? 3 of them? So I have a 33% chance of finding it. Well, it ain't here. Let's try over there. There is... what are you? You're gonna try to kill me? No. A civilian transport. That I can't salvage. Becoming a very common theme. Now, if I found a nice enough ship, I do have 1 story point to be able to salvage it. I just don't want to waste that. There we go. Found it. And got paid for it. It also had information about, what did it have? Information about a derelict ship that is on the opposite end of the galaxy. 10-4. While we're here, we might as well scoot by the planets, see if any of them have goods or treasures, to do an initial preliminary survey on all of them, and then get ourselves back to core now that I have quadrupled my money. Hey, there's ruins here. Oh no, I don't have enough supplies. Oh, that hurts my soul. It's gonna be one of those situations where I just build up, like, working knowledge of a whole bunch of ruins and then never, ever go back to them. I'm gonna try to avoid situations like that. We'll see. So, Gamma Persei 3 or something has ruins. Looks like a lot of the galaxy is, forming relationships here, but they're not allowed to, like, invade one another or anything. I've nerfed them until I join in the game. So with some of this money, we should maybe try to buy a cargo ship, a fuel ship, so that we can do some more surveys and collections. Okay, missions are done. Let's get ourselves back to core. I didn't find any gates around here. Yeah, and unfortunately there's no Omicron Persei. if you were wondering. I just checked. So beelining straight back to core, we'll get there with fuel to spare. Are alpha cores for planets fair game? Well, all of the rules would be in the details, which there are none. There are no rules. Just one goal. With that said, monkeying around with alpha cores before you're ready to suffer the wrath of the hegemony, the church, and the path is stupidly suicidal. So, whether or not it's against the rules, it might be against common sense. Oh, don't pulse me. So there are... That might be worth doing. They're paying pretty good money. I'll pick up those 2 missions too. They're next to one another. And maybe we can swing by this barren world on the way out there as well. Do a trio of missions. It will help to get the bills paid. Wait, what is... Oh, it's just an asteroid. Alright, refitting. Yoinked. I don't really want sabos. I don't really want needlers. Ugh, I hate how this ship is built. So plasma cannon in. Heavy burst lasers. And Vulcan cannons. No, I'll even take the heavy burst lasers out. I'll just put the IR pulses in. I'll leave them in. They were fine. Okay. I like it. Let's weapon group it. So plasma cannon 1, IR pulse 2, Vulcans on 3. A little bit more point defense, and this isn't a missile ship, so. Ships to buy. So Phaeton would be a good fuel ship. What's its D mod? Fuel injector. So more fuel cost. That kind of defeats the point a little bit, so I'm not going to bother with that one. A Colossus would be a good storage ship. I do have the money for it. I think it would be a pretty good buy for cargo capacity and for fuel capacity. It will increase my maintenance a bit, but it will increase my earnings even more. So let's do that. I just bought a new ship. Thank you, game, for informing me. So this has a converted cargo bay. So its cargo bay is reduced because it's pirate version. Which is fine. And then it still has the civilian grade hull. So let's see. Militarized subsystems. How fast does this thing move? Okay, it's still slow. Augmented drive. And then instead of the subsystems, maybe go with fuel tanks? Yeah. I would have liked to put survey equipment on it, but the ship's too low on its own. Too slow, rather. Okay, so that means it will have a fuel capacity of 160. Its max burn... Oh, wait, no, I misread that. Its max burn is... No, now it's 9. It wasn't 9 before. Okay. I like it. I'll go ahead and black market everything else, all the other weapons that I had. Black market as much of the supplies that I can. And then the current missions I have going on right now that I've accepted. The barren world, I need at least 230 crew. So let's go a little bit above the bare minimum for crew, because if I go to the bare minimum of crew and then we like hit an asteroid, they might I might lose 5 crew by like colliding with an asteroid, and then I wouldn't have the crew to be able to do the surveys, which would be a problem. Thank you for tuning in to Starsector Ascendancy, which originally streamed live on Twitch June 20th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow captains.